Hello everyone. Talk about the Emax servo. When you mount this thing, um, you'll notice that there's a gap between the servo horn and what I think is the ideal place for this connecting bar here. I'll move this wire out of the way so it doesn't affect the shot, hopefully. But I prefer this to be straight in line with the bar that's beneath it here. I don't know, it's all black, so black on black isn't good. Rather than having to bump this out forward, it doesn't matter much, and it would probably be fine forever if you did nothing about it. But ideally, I like these arms to be parallel to each other as much as possible so that the force goes straight left and right rather than an angle pushing and pulling. You'll get better force out of the servo with a push-pull rather than an angular push-pull. So what I'm going to do is the Emax comes with these extra servo pieces. I'm going to basically create a washer or a shim by using my razor knife, widening out the hole so that a screw will easily pass through that. And then I think I might use two of these. I also have one of the screws from the diff cover, and you need a lot more length on this screw if it's going to go through this hot racing link and then two of these and then into the steering horn. So I'll put the first one through, and you can see that alone takes up quite a bit of the gap. I mean, half the screw has already been taken from here to here just within the steering arm. So that's why you need an extra long screw. So I will widen this out just a little bit more, and I do want it to just pass through. This is just a spacer at this point. I don't need it to lock onto anything. So that way when I go to screw it down, it won't give me any problems. Yeah, that works really well. So I'll put this through. Put this through. Okay, so now I've got this extra space here that I don't need, so I'm going to clip that off. I don't need the rest of the servo horn getting in the way. Whoa, that took off. Okay, let's see how we stand. And it's still not quite in line. I think one more in there would be better. I possibly need an even longer screw. I may have one. Let me look. Alright, so as it turns out, that is the longest screw that I have, and it'll just have enough threads to get through the steering horn once I put that on. So ideally I would have put one more spacer in it, but I have a screw limitation where it needs to be longer if I'm going to use a second one. So I just don't want the steering arm out here. The farther back in line with the actual side, the crossbar steering link, the more straight that's going to be, the more torque this servo can deliver. It's going to have to be a little bit farther forward than I wanted, but due to the limitation of the screw size, this is what I have to get. So I'll be okay with it. The Emax servo does a nice job. It has all the torque you'd want for an SCX24. I did a video earlier where I put a Savox SH0256 in my first crawler, and it supposedly has twice the torque, but I really don't notice this lacking for torque at all. Both of them do the same job. Savox probably is more sturdy, a little bit more torque to it. But when you have enough torque, if you're above the line, the threshold, more torque doesn't really help you. At that point, it would be speed, and honestly, I don't notice any difference. So crawler doesn't really need to have a super fast servo anyway. But that's what I have for you for today. It is a good idea. I don't remember the guy's name who showed me this trick to space it out, just to kind of get that in line more with the bar so it's not far out. But you know who you are. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to y'all later. Here's a little bonus footage for you. As you're putting it together, this is my secret to getting rid of white parts. It's easier to color them before you put them together. I'll finish this, and it'll look cool when it's done. I'll show you the picture, or just a link of it I'll put together in a second. That's what it looks like with a little bit of Sharpie on it. It looks pretty stock. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I like that. Alright, a little Sharpie black. That's ready to go on the new rock bouncer. It's all blacked out front end. I love that.